Welcome back to more Dead Space. Last time we found out that our air was being contaminated. My God, what will we do?
Shit. Isaac, I can smell the contaminated air from here. It's spreading faster than I expected. I'm trying to isolate it, but it's not going to buy us much time. We have to get that thing off this ship. The chemicals you need are in the chemistry lab. I'll hack the door for you when you get there.
Okay.
And of course we don't listen to Isaac, so let's go ahead and stop by the shop. And I believe that was a schematic I picked up last video, either that or it was an upgrade. I cannot remember. I mentioned before several times I don't see well, so I can't read it on the video there. I did pick up the force gun, which I believe was the schematic we picked up, so that's probably what I used there. Actually, I put that in last video. I'm wrong on that. So the contact beam, the schematic, I used that off screen and picked it up. So y'all didn't see that. I haven't purchased it though. Reefy room. I wonder what's in here.
You can't stand in the way of God's plan, the natural order. Are you blind like the rest?
Okay. That looks crazy.
Looks like someone has reprogrammed the door locks on this deck. And recently, too. I guess we're not alone here after all. Someone doesn't want you in this part of the ship.
We're not supposed to be anywhere.
Okay, so save your game, use the store, do whatever you need to do, and let's go. This next group of areas remind me a lot of an area that we've been through already in this game. I don't think it's a backtrack though. I think it was the area we were in chapter 2. This reminds me of. So I had some trouble navigating this area, which is why you're getting the cut enemies that I came across. Time mine worked well there, and this worked well against this area. Plus it saved on video time, which is always nice. I mean, we don't want extra long videos on this playthrough, do we? Of course not. We want normal length, which means 3 to 5 minutes. Well, we're gonna exceed that. Fuck it. Let's just keep going. Once you find that stasis refuel, you can tell where we need to go. This is still looking very similar to an area in chapter 2, where we had that bench, which there's one here. A lot of the stuff in here is similar. The first time we got the telekinesis module and got to use it. Speaking of telekinesis, I'm going to use this to take down a new enemy. Get a little bit better at using this thing. Not much, but a little. Once it shows up, fire it at it, and we're good. Now, unfortunately, this thing spawns tentacles. Damn it, I don't know why I would have made that mistake. And unfortunately, one was able to spawn. Damn you! Isaac is not into that. He had a curious phase in college, but he got over it. Now he only thinks about that stuff when he's drunk. How dare you suggest that he would be into that? How dare you make him have to acknowledge repressed feelings and desires? You monsters! Trying to make Isaac acknowledge his true feelings? Bastards. Even in this area here, still looks very similar to that area in chapter 2. I'm pretty sure it's a different area. Everything leading up to it looked different. Time mine works really well against these things when you have the opportunity to use it. I'm going to use a lot of supplies in this video, take a lot of damage. Fortunately, I'm going to recover just about everything I use, which I was pretty surprised by. So once that thing's dead, we're going to have to use stasis to get this thing to slow down to go through here. Unfortunately, this asshole didn't drop anything, which could have been useful later on, but what are you going to do? Refill your stasis and move on. Again, same thing. Gotta slow the thing. Timing it was annoying for me, but what are you gonna do? If you see better than I do, you probably won't.
You're close to the chemistry station. Once you get the chemicals, you're also going to need a DNA sample of the alien tissue. I'll search the records for one.
Damn it, Kendra, you're interrupting me while I'm talking. How dare you? Bitch. The area we're in right now looks like the same area we headed to our first vacuum area. Of course, we're going this way this time. The other area, we didn't go through this door. I'm just looking around in case there's anything. I didn't see anything. Onward! So I figured out the issue I was having with the flamethrower. The issue is you can only carry 4 weapons at a time, so you can't...
Personal log, Dr. Charles Mercer. I now have a live subject for my study. I'm eager to validate my tissue regeneration. Initial restraint was problematic, but now the patient's resting comfortably. He trusts me, Doctor. He puts his life in my hands. He knows his part in all of this. Understands what I'm doing. The forehead has been swabbed clean and marked. What are you doing with that? And I'm now attempting to create a passage to insert the sample into...
Clearly somebody's gone crazy. But I figured out you can only carry 4 weapons at a time, which I knew. I guess you have to store a weapon in order to purchase another one. Power node, definitely important. So that's why I was unable to purchase the flamethrower, which I'm not really interested in. And just fiddle around with that.
Antigen compound completed.
Your fight for survival is admirable but pointless. And yet you keep on going. It almost makes me think that we had hope as a species. Am I the only one who sees that we have died out a long time ago? We just haven't accepted it yet. Stop running. Stop your struggle. Our future, your future, the future of our race ends here. Allow me to introduce you to humanity's child, the children that will replace us. Our greatest creation.
Well, if this is your greatest creation, I would ask you to go back to the drawing board. Because we get our first unkillable enemy. This first one's pretty easy to deal with. Stasis and use the ripple. It'll regenerate really quickly, so just walk up to it and start stamping on it. And stasis whenever you can. And this is what we're going to do until the door unlocks. Oh god. See, it's already trying to respawn. I hate invincible enemies.
You can't kill it, Isaac. It's just gonna keep regenerating. Get out of there, run!
I would love to, but I don't know where to go. Oh, right there. Okay. Come on! Oh god. Oh god! That made my butt cheeks clench just a little bit. And conveniently, once you get through the door, it can't pass through the door. It's like Mr. X in the RE2 reimagining. Can't pass certain doors. Now, that guy could pass through quite a few doors, but certain doors he couldn't. For no reason, which I'm okay with.
One there. Repeat. Come in, Isaac. Are you guys all right? Is anyone there?
Hammond, where the hell have you been?
I've reached hydroponics. It's bad down here. Really bad. You can hardly breathe. The organic matter is growing everywhere. My eyes are stinging. Must be seeing things.
Okay, well, I'm glad you decided to interrupt my gameplay with pointless dialogue. I don't know if this actually gets any of these things. We got another swarm. At least one, maybe 2. Which is pretty damn annoying. These things I don't like at all. Most of the enemies in this game, honestly, I don't really like. These being one. The enemies work in certain circumstances. Admittedly, my problems with these guys are my own fault. Of course, right now you're seeing me actually do okay at this, so you'd probably be like, well, what problems are you having? Well, we'll get there. It's coming. And we can hear that thing that spawned walking around growling. Clearly he has some indigestion as well. He probably had them chili fries too. And it's, at this point, I figured, alright, I'm good, they're all dead, let's just move on. Oh god, there are more enemies, there's another swarm. Fuck me. And I can't get a position to shoot them because I have no idea where they are. And now this is happening. Part of this is my fault, and I understand that, but I feel like part of this is poor game design. You would think these things would have been coming at me, and not just lurking about at this point. So I do accept anything that is my own fault. I put a power node in my rig, but you'll see that later. Yeah. Scary music, not really a big deal. There's no enemies from here back to our next save. I still feel like that was a little bit of bullshit. Like I said, partly my fault, but still. Come on. Really? You would think they would be coming at me, not just hanging out in another area. Oh well. That is the first part of this process.
Now you need to find a DNA sample of the growth. According to lab records, there's an inert sample stored in the ICU. A Dr. Mercer was apparently doing intensive research on it. I've been trying to contact Hammond, but all I'm getting is static. Isaac, you've got to hurry.
Okay. Save our game, and we can move forward. This section is the most annoying section so far in these first 5 chapters. And I've been a little bit annoyed with a few of the sections that we've had so far. Post chapter 2, I've been kind of annoyed with this game. Not as bad as Evil Within, but still kind of annoying.
Your persistence surprises me. Holding on to your final breath, you claw your way along. You hold on to what was once your world, but now it belongs to the children. Be glad of the knowledge that your death will bring their birth. Listen, can you hear it? It's coming. Say your prayers.
Awesome. I pray for a lot of things, and very rarely do they actually come true. Almost like I'm just pointlessly wishing. That was mean of me. I don't apologize though. So in this room we've got a bunch of dark areas with a bunch of bright flashing lights and enemies and a player who's blind. This seriously looks like we're in a goddamn nightclub or something. I had 2 strategies in this section. Die a lot and panic. So there's another one of those regenerate enemies. I'm going to call them regenerators from now on. And the only way to get out of here is to kill every other enemy. I dumped pretty much all my line rats in this area. Pretty much my favorite gun in the game. I really should look at upgrading it. God. So right now there's so much flashing lights, I can't see what the hell is actually happening. I actually succeeded in this section a couple of times, and they couldn't find the damn door to get out of here before the regenerator would respawn and kill me. I don't like this area at all. I guess if you're not visually impaired, this might not be as big of a deal. But I am, and this is horrible. Horrible. And I will go ahead and say right now that the RE2 reimagining is far better than this game. Because it didn't have shit like this. I'm just going to say that right now. Anybody who disagrees is wrong. But they disagree. I don't like this room.
Someone keeps shutting down the door protocol. I I bypassed the lock. Go!
Yeah, I got really lucky here in that I was right by the room that we need to go through, because otherwise I would have had no idea where this door was. And again, once you get here, the enemy will just walk around here, not doing anything, because the game won't let them pass through doors, which I'm not complaining about, but still. So through this door, here's another power node door. They're not really useful from what I can tell, unless, well, really they're just not useful. I have seen an LP of this game, partially. There's an LP of this game I'm watching whenever I complete a section. I'll watch another video of it, and the stuff I saw that guy pick up in one of those rooms wasn't really worth it. Basically, if you sold everything you got in it, you would get the money back for a power node. It just seemed like wasted time. And I'm using this because another one of these things shows up, and fortunately this time I got it without it spawning another testicle, so we're good. That's right, I said it. Tentacle. Unfortunately, it did not drop anything. But, whatever. We were able to move on. That's the important thing. This area is only slightly annoying to try to navigate. There's an item in here as well. I find it off screen. And if anybody gets annoyed at me not showing every item in the game, that one room where I had to fight my way out of it with the flashing lights, there's a bunch of items in there that I was not able to find because I was trying to not die. Like I said, panic and die a lot. That's my strategy for getting through that area. There's an audio log I should have picked up before getting these pickups. Unfortunately, I didn't. Not really that useful. I'm assuming this is the same guy that we've been hearing from.
Person log, Dr. Chalice Mercer. The specimen continues to respond well to my experiments. Its cellular fortitude, not to mention elasticity, is remarkable. Dr. Kine, I'm sure, would disapprove. But I do not anticipate that issue as the good doctor is busying himself with the marker. As if that matters now. He has also succumbed to the same dementia that afflicted the colony. Only yesterday he told me he had spoken to his wife, but Amelia Kine has been dead for some years.
Well, good for you, I guess. The marker seems like the more important thing, but I guess we'll find out whatever Dr. Mercer has been looking into.
Adding sample 9797
We need to stick around with this.
Final mixing required.
I'm assuming Mercer's that same dude that's been talking to us about how brilliant these regenerators are.
That's it, Isaac. Now you just need to...
This has gone far enough. Accept your part in the God's plan. Embrace your own extinction.
Warning. Life support system failure on medical
Who the
deck.
hell was
Please
that?
evacuate immediately.
Isaac, he's decompressed the entire deck, and I'm being locked out of those systems. All the air has been vented into space. You should be able to bring it back online from the security station, but you don't have much time.
Awesome, I'm only dealing with enemies here, assholes. Thanks for getting in my way. Certain times we get radio chatter and we don't get a picture, and certain times we do, and sometimes I feel like this game doesn't know when to have the picture and when to not, because right there is when we could have dealt with only audio. Would have been perfectly fine. So yeah, he basically vented the atmosphere to this deck, so we're trying to not die here and get out of here. Pretty damn annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Took me a couple tries, which is why I went back and saved my game before dicking around with that sample. You! And that guy dropped something, so I decided, you know what, I'm low on supplies, I should go back and pick it up. And I do get hit here. I think it's a dick move to spawn another enemy there, but kind of my fault for not picking up the item before leaving. Still not a big deal though. I've been saving up my power nodes, I bought 2 of them, which are going to help me out here coming up. We got to go back the way we came earlier this video.
You've got everything you need to make the poison. Now get back to the chemistry lab.
What are you going to do? Do it fast. Can hardly breathe.
You're cutting out, Hammond. I'm gonna try to switch over. Shit. I lost his signal. I'll continue scanning for his location. You have to get that compound mixed.
I'll be there as fast as I can.
So somewhere around this time, I went ahead and did a lot of healing off screen because I took a lot of damage during that segment between when we head to that room with the flashing lights and now. And we're headed back towards that bench. And I have 3 power nodes now, so I can go ahead and upgrade our suit's health, which will give us a full health restore, which is nice. I don't really mind the damage I took there. Okay. That's fantastic. Not a death trap, though.
I've got more intel on the atmosphere. A survivor's report says a massive creature entered the hydroponics deck from outside the ship. That's when the air quality began degrading. The survivor called it the Leviathan.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and upgrade our suit. Or our rig, if you will. This will give us 200 hit points. Very nice. It is making the small and medium health packs kind of useless. They don't really refill you very much. I mean, you take 2 blips of damage and you might as well use one. Hopefully full health restores become more common. Honestly, I miss them.
Please stand by.
On!
Mixing complete. Please remove the capsule.
I'm waiting for another regenerator.
Let's hope that poison works. Head back to the tram station and get up to hydroponics as fast as you can. Still no response from Hammond, so be careful. There's no telling how contaminated that deck is.
I'm beginning to truly admire your spirit, misplaced as it may be. I think you should see the whole plan. You should not spurn the hive mind's offerings. You deserve to witness that at least.
How kind of you. Well, let's go ahead and move on if the game would be so kind as to let me through the door. I do appreciate that I don't have to mash a button in order to open the door, though. Unlike God of War. I would definitely say save your game here. The next thing we have to do, there are items in those storage bays. I picked them up off screen. And let's go through here. This next section is easy, but I succumbed to game bullshittery my first time doing this.
Perhaps now you will understand. The work I have done must continue. Will continue. I, Dr. Charles Mercer, shall serve as the catalyst to the salvation of our species. These specimens will return to Earth with me. I will spread their divine glory across the entire planet. I will leave you with my creation. Embrace the inevitable.
So, how are you going to show how divine we are when you're basically going to kill us with these monsters? So be sure to stasis that thing right there and run this way. As long as you don't succumb to game bullshittery, this will work fine. I don't know how this didn't work on my first one. And then run back here and use your force gun. First time I'm showing that off. If I didn't use it in that hellish room earlier, which I don't think I did.
Let's just hope that's the last we see of that thing. I've managed to override Mercer's lockdown. There's a secondary tram station nearby, and you can take it to hydroponics. Let's just hope there's enough time.
Well, you know, I'm gonna go pick up items instead. That is my chief concern at this point. Fuck you, monster. I guess that was Mercer. Okay. That was the same guy from the audio logs. Cool, I guess. Another power node. Be sure to grab that. That's $10,000 in credits. You don't have to worry about spending. And I'm going to run through here and pick up a bunch of items. However, that's going to be fast forwarded. So you don't have to worry about watching that in normal speed. But as long as you do what I did there, it should work fine. You just basically stasis that thing, run to that switch, press it, and it's dead. And the other monsters aren't too difficult to deal with. Especially if they all file through the way they did for me. Bunch of items to pick up. I'll be selling off a lot of items once I hit up the next store. I actually sold 2 complete boxes of handgun ammo, plasma cutter ammo, whatever you want to call it, that I had in my storage because I have a shit ton of it in storage. So I figured I could use the extra credits to make up for the money I spent in power nodes and the force gun. I'm really not hurting for supplies at this point, which is nice. Maybe health supplies, but as far as ammo, not really. This will end chapter 5. And we can get ready for chapter 6, which is going to be a long one. It's probably going to take 2 videos would be my guess. But that's next week's problem.
Hydroponics log, Dr. Elizabeth Cross reporting. I'm pleased to say that we're working close to maximum capacity at the present time. All flora is healthy and thriving, and food yield has created a surplus. I was going to pass the surplus on to the colony, but the captain has given a no-fly order. I want to note my opposition to that order. Everyone knows they're in trouble down there, and I don't see what denying them our surplus will achieve.
Well, Elizabeth, I am very cross with you right now. How dare you! I don't know what she did that was so wrong, but I'm blaming her anyways. If it wasn't for her, I would not be in this mess right now. I just did this for something different. Probably would not have taken any more time to walk up to that thing and pick it up. I think I mentioned last video, those voices are supposed to be significant in some way, shape, or form. I think I also mentioned this video, and I can't remember. I can only carry 4 weapons at a time, and that's why I wasn't able to pick up the flamethrower. So I had to put away the pulse gun in order to pick up the force gun. And I have 2 other guns I can pick up, the flamethrower and the contact beam. And somewhere in here we'll pick up the schematic so that we can purchase ammo for that gun at the shop. It's a fairly useful gun, but kind of annoying.
Isaac.
Oh, no.
Good to see you in one piece. Don't take your helmet off. The air's rotten. I gotta look at it. It's huge. You won't believe it. Shut itself in food storage.
This can't be real.
Crew that was on this deck. I think they're what's poisoning the air.
What?
They've been transformed. I saw one of them. Bloated, swollen. They're like poison factories. We need to take them out where we can still breathe.
Hammond! I thought you were dead. You need to get to cleaner air. You're not going to be able to help Isaac in your condition. Isaac, I'm scanning the area now. He's right, there's something really big in food storage. But I can't get a good scan. Monitor readings are off the scale. Be careful.
Awesome. I love that Kendra keeps telling Isaac what to do, like she's his superior or something. Which, I don't know the power structure, maybe she is. I'll pick these items up off screen. The contact beam schematic I'll get. We're about to get to a store, so it won't be anything for me to come back and get these items. There's a save room in here, and this will be our main hub.
That's the door to food storage. But I can't override the integrity lockdown. You have to destroy the pods to bring the air quality up. Then you can go through and use the poison on the Leviathan.
Awesome. Sounds like a plan for next chapter and next video. I dump some items. Thanks for watching, and I will see y'all next time when we continue this lovely game.